Before we start the show, let's hear from one of our sponsors. Their support keeps this show free for you. Don't you wish we could scoop up all the electronics in our house and just throw them in the garbage? Are you sick of fighting with your kids about how long and how much? And no, you can't have social media. And no, we're not going to watch our show for 7 hours a day. Electronics are the bane of our existence. But how can we cohabitate with electronics? I have created an event. It's called Plugged In Parenting. And I'm going to be meeting with folks April 29th and 30th for an hour each day at noon to discuss how we can live with electronics in our children without completely indulging them and also without being completely restrictive. Join me for this 2-day event. I can't wait to see you there. Hi, I'm Michelle, a mother of 2 teens. 13 years ago, I traded in punishments and rewards for connection. Now I prioritize relationship over behaviors, utilize play as a parenting tool, and set limits with empathy instead of consequences. Each week, I share my journey and interview clients, experts, and followers. Thanks for joining me on the Peace and Parenting podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the Peace and Parenting podcast. I'm Michelle, and I have a guest, Lindsay. Lindsay, would you introduce yourself?
Hi, I am Lindsay. I am a mom of 2 girls. I have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old, and we live in Tennessee.
Amazing. Now, tell me, what is your parenting question?
Okay, so mealtimes have been a struggle for us lately. They weren't always, but it's getting to the point where like we dread sitting down as a family to eat meals, and meals are so important to us. My youngest, she fights us at mealtime. She doesn't want to eat. She doesn't like it, even if it's the same thing she ate 2 days ago.
Right.
And we struggle with, do we try to get her to eat because we know she's hungry because she's going to ask for food in 5 minutes after dinner? Do we save it for when she is hungry, or do we just kind of wait? And we've gone back and forth. I feel like we've tried it all, but I don't want to form bad habits or bad relationship with food, but I also don't want her just not eating dinner and then going and eating a bunch of fruit instead, which is still good, but not everything she needs.
Not protein, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Okay. Tell me more about the importance of dinner, because you said dinner's important.
Yeah, we really try to like eat as a family. We're both stay-at-home parents, so we are able to eat all of our meals together, and it's very important because we sit and we talk, try to,
Right.
and just spend time together and really be present in that moment.
Yeah.
And it feels like lately that's not it at all.
Okay. Fair enough. And I think, well, 2 things happen at dinner, right? One, we're super busy. We're trying to get dinner on the table for everybody. We're worried about nutrition. We want to make sure our kids are eating balanced meals. We have these expectations, like the old school expectation of like everybody sitting at the table and we're all having a lovely time together and we're all sharing and, being a community and all of that. And so I think dinner seems to be a big pressure cooker for folks for all those reasons. So I think one thing that can help is just not having so many expectations, right? Like it might not look perfect. People might not, eat their dinner. They might not, come to the table the way you want them to. And if we can lessen the pressure, they might, not eat a balanced diet. If we can lessen the pressure a little bit and have less expectations, it might help us just loosen up some inside. Because I know we can get really tight.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the first place I would start. The second place is, do you use like the ideas of connective parenting? Are you kind of using those in your home? And tell me about that.
I think we try to, but I mentioned we're both stay at home, so we're with them all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's not like a designated thing for us. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like special time is not like a designated thing. And maybe that's part of the problem, right? Like we just try to listen to what they want to do when we are not doing school or eating or something. Like, do you want to go out and play? Do you want to go for a walk in the woods? Something like that. But not the way that it's taught, right?
Yeah, well, let me tell you why it's important to do it the way it's taught. I was a stay-at-home mom for 12 years, 13 years maybe. And when I first started this work, I was like, oh, I'm with my kids all the time. I don't need to connect with them. We're connected. But then when I started doing it like it's prescribed, I could see a huge difference. So the reason why we say, announce it like, hey guys, we're going to do special time at 3 o'clock today. Why don't you think about what you want to do? And we really give them the choice and control. Is it a son or daughter, the little one?
Daughter.
Okay, so if your daughter feels like she's trying to exert control, right? Because she's hungry, it might even be things that she likes to eat, but she's still saying no. That feels like control to me, right? And so if we give her control around special time, like you get to choose, I'm going to be your minion and do whatever you want. And I'm super excited about it. And it's 20 minutes. And the reason we time it for 20 minutes is because we can't possibly be this, invested in this kind of play for more than 20 minutes for our own selves, right? Because if you're stay at home and you get sucked into an all day special time, you lose your mind, right? You can't do it. You've got other things to do. So when we say, okay, it's 20 minutes, I'm calling it special time, you get to choose. It's like we're giving them this little gift. And when we give it to them every day, now their control bucket, their connection bucket starts to get filled up in a different way. So I would implement daily special time since you guys are both home, it's such a beautiful thing. You both can do daily special time with both kids, timed, announced, kid selected.
That makes so much sense hearing you say it that way. And I was thinking about this and I was like, I feel like I know all the answers. I've listened to the podcast, but seeing the connections in like those exact things that I'm experiencing, and I think maybe an outside person saying it, it makes so much sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, and people would come into my parenting and look at me and be like, oh no, I see these things you could possibly be doing. Because when you're like watching a baseball game or something, you can see like, oh, that guy's going to steal third. Like they better watch out. But when you're in the game and you're standing behind the pitcher's mound, you don't know what's going on behind you. And so sometimes you just need someone to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Definitely. I love that idea.
Before we continue, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors. Their support lets us keep bringing you the show completely free. If you're a parent, you get it. There isn't time to research every single product you use in your home. That's why you need Blue Land. They're certified, safe, and clean by the EPA, and they get the job done without worrying about the impact they're having on your family, your children, or on you. Blue Land is on a mission to eliminate single-use plastic by reinventing cleaning essentials to be better for you and the planet with the same powerful clean you're used to. Just fill your reusable bottles with water, drop in the tablets, and wait for them to dissolve. You'll never have to grab bulky cleaning supplies on your grocery run. I'm always running out of room for extra bottles, and this makes things so much easier. Plus, Blue Land products are effective and affordable with refill tablets starting at just $2.25. Blue Land products are independently tested to perform alongside major brands and are free from dyes, bleach, and harsh chemicals. And Blue Land is trusted by over 1 million homes, including mine. Celebrate Earth Month and make the switch today. Get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/peace. You won't want to miss this. blueland.com/peace for 15% off. Are you a mom who feels like you're juggling it all, but something just feels off? It could also be your hormones causing this chaos. Hormone Harmony contains science-backed herbal extracts called adaptogens. Now, here's the beauty of adaptogens. They help the body adapt to any stressors like chaotic hormonal changes that happen naturally throughout a woman's life. That's why Hormone Harmony is perfect for women of all ages who are struggling with life-disrupting symptoms such as PMS, like irritability, moodiness, discomfort, or uncontrollable cravings, and menopause with symptoms like hot flashes and night sweats. The results are impressive. There are over 40,000 reviews on their website. Women cannot stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. So for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code PEACE. Check out happymammoth.com. Use the code PEACE for 15% off today. Now, back to the show.
So the other idea that I might have for you is that, I don't know what it looks like, but are you both getting dinner ready and everyone's kind of busy? What does it look like before dinner?
Usually I'm the one making dinner,
And what are
and,
the kids up to?
sometimes they play in the living room, it's, like, open concept, and so they're there. Sometimes they're outside with their dad.
Okay.
I mean, it kinda varies.
Depends.
Yeah.
So I might suggest that, and when do you think the last like big connection time they've had with you guys before dinner?
It's probably been, like, at least an hour before, like, we start making dinner,
Okay.
right? Because you start thinking about, like, all the things that I have to get done for the day and kind of leave them to free play, and then that's probably part of it.
Yeah, I think when they're that little, they need like lots of touch points of connection. And the connection kind of dwindles quickly. The special time will help because it will keep them filled up on a daily basis. But I might suggest that, I used to do with the girls, like I used to get dinner ready and then just kind of leave it on the stove, kind of simmering or whatever, even if it got a little cold. And then I would just say, okay, I've got 10 minutes, and all of us would just play together for 10 minutes. Hide and seek, chase, could be can't get past me. I don't know if you have my download of all my games. I have a downloadable called Changing Behaviors Through Play, and there's 13 games in that downloadable. And so using a game, King of the Rug, I have a sock game where everybody tries to get the socks off each other, and whoever has the last sock is the winner. And like just big, boisterous wrestling can be, you can run outside and play tag, like anything big and boisterous, literally, Lindsay, 10 minutes. That's all you need. 10 minutes, get connected. And then it's like, okay, guys, time to eat. And now we're connected and we're feeling good and we're a little bit more tired because we're running around and we're coming to the table maybe a little bit hungrier.
I like that idea. I like that idea, and when I'm done with this and make dinner, I'm gonna try that one.
Yeah, good. Try it. Just
Yeah.
try it. Now, listen, all this stuff isn't going to be perfect, right? It's not going to work overnight. There's going to be days when everyone has a meltdown anyway, but just stick with it because connection does work over time. And if you get 50 or 60 or 70% better, that's amazing.
Yeah, that makes sense, and I think too, for us, that's part of what we struggle with is the long game. The long game of, like, it's not making a difference this week even.
Yeah. And thinking also of you're trying to form relationship with these kids. That is your goal in life, is to form relationship in parenting, to form relationship with these kids. And it really isn't to get them to eat. They'll eat, but we want to make sure that whatever we do doesn't jeopardize the relationship.
Right. That makes sense. Thank you so much.
Of course, some other things I would suggest is, do you guys have dessert in your house?
Not usually. We're
Okay.
not big sweet we're
Do they eat fruit after dinner? Do they eat anything?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll do, like, for a snack if they're hungry after dinner.
I might just serve the dinner with the fruit. I'd add fruit, maybe try tonight, see what you think. Like put the dinner on the plate with the fruit and give the kids the dinner, and then don't talk about it. Don't ask them to eat extra bites. Don't say you've got to eat 2 more of this or 3 more of that, or if you don't, you can't, or any threats or any bribes or I would just let it go and see what happens.
Okay.
And when they say they're done, say, "Are you sure you're all done? Okay, would you like me to save your dinner for you for later?" And I might save it for an hour or 2, or an hour at least. And then if they're hungry, give it to them in an hour. And if they get hungry later at night, I tell my kids, like, you can have a banana or you can have a apple or whatever it is. You can choose a couple of things that they can have, and then that's it.
Okay.
And then the kid, at 7:30 or 8 or whatever, the kitchen is closed. Like, we're all done.
Yeah. We do a lot of, like, in between meals, we offer fruits and veggies, so they love them now,
Great.
and they sometimes almost would just rather eat those than whatever we make for dinner.
And in the scheme of life, a few nights of just fruits and veggies isn't going to kill anybody.
Yeah. I think it comes from a fear of, like, that's just going to become their norm
Maybe
for
they'll be
us.
vegetarians, who knows, right? But I don't think forever it will be. I think when we get to those fear spots is then when we get tight, and then we try to control. Like, "No, no, no, you have to eat it," because we get so scared. But I mean, I've gone plenty of nights without dinner, and I'm still fine.
Mhm.
And you can look at nutrition in like 7 days. Like in 7 days, did they get a little protein? Did they get a little fruit? Did they get a little starch? Did they get a little of everything in 7 or 8 or 10 days? It's okay. And if they're thriving and growing, you're okay. You don't have to stress. Not every meal is going to be perfect. Other questions, Lindsay, around meals?
I don't think so. I think that just having that understanding of like, at what point do we draw the line, right? That was what we're struggling with. Like, which direction should we go? And I love the way that you explained it and just the little things. I took lots of notes and all of those I think are going to be really helpful.
Good. I'm so glad. Yeah. I would just take the pressure off. Don't talk about the food just for one night, just to see how you feel and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I will.
Okay. Thank you, Lindsay, so much. Thanks, everybody, for listening to the Peace and Parenting podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Hey there, Peace and Parenting family. If you love the podcast but wish to enjoy it without interruptions, your wish has come true. Introducing the ad-free version of the Peace and Parenting podcast, available exclusively on Apple Podcast. As a subscriber, you'll get all the heartfelt advice, parenting stories, and actionable tips you love without any ads. For less than the cost of a coffee each month, you will enjoy uninterrupted listening while also supporting our work to help you build stronger connections with your kids. Try it out for free. Simply find Peace and Parenting on Apple Podcasts, click Try Free, and you'll gain immediate access to our ad-free episodes. There's no commitment and you can cancel anytime. So if you're ready for a more peaceful, uninterrupted listening experience, subscribe now. Let's keep focusing on connection without the distractions.